coordination is very difficult. Therefore, you cannot listen to the music, you cannot leave, you cannot do anything. The only thing that you can do is think about your steps and how you are going to apologize to your partner for kicking her legs. So why do we try to do so many steps or play so many notes if we are not able to on the dance floor?
Because we're insane. We're crazy.
So we are not connecting to the music. We are connecting to what we want to show off. What we want to show off doesn't work, trust me. So you have to listen to the music and walk. In that sense, if you learn 3 or 4 steps like I did in all my life, you can enjoy dancing. I kick my wife in the leg, but things like that.
It's boring!
It's Anyway.
Can you demonstrate?
I can demonstrate. But I'm not saying don't go and take classes and learn more and improve so your wife is not bored. I'm not saying that. But, if you're on the dance floor or if you're on stage, don't try to do things that you're not going to be able to do.
Yes.
Right? So enjoy the music and we always challenge ourselves. But the only way to be able to predict something is if our mind has the time to predict, has the openness to receive something and translate it into a movement, either with your instrument or with your steps. And he wants to say something for half an hour.
Yeah. So when you were asking about good live music versus bad live music, I think one of the things that we get from really good DJs is we get the impression that all tango music is fantastic, but almost all DJs have 50 gigabytes of music and they play maybe 4 of them repeatedly. And then we're like, oh, all tango music's great. So there's kind of like a misconception about that. The other thing about predictability is really good DJs give us a Desarli tanda. And even very good bands will often play a Desarli transcription, followed by nocturna, followed by a valse, followed by a D'Arienzo transcription, and the dancers are going crazy. I mean, on the one hand, they love it because they're really good, but they can't predict what's coming next because we're used to dancing in tandas, 3 or 4 songs. And then we lose the sense of predictability and we don't enjoy it as much as dancers. And I think that even a good band can suffer in that situation because we become less predictable too.
Well, one of the problems with that is also that when you went to, in the old times, when people went to listen to the orchestra of Pugliese, it was Pugliese on stage. It was not 4 orchestras, switching immediately. And today we are doing mainly covers of other orchestras, which is not to say that it's a bad thing, because Pugliese came from Julio De Caro, and he played, if you listen to a piece called Malajunta, you will hear the arrangements of the De Caro played at the end and then the beginning of Pugliese, and it's the same thing. They changed a couple of things. So it's what we are doing today is playing covers, and the bands play any music in any order. But we also don't have the opportunity to play for dancers. Good orchestras don't have the opportunity to play for dancers. We have a big competitor, which is a CD, and people will not pay $5 more to listen to live music. If there are 5 milongas, they will choose unless the band is really good and you want to listen to it, which is great. So for us, it's a very tough place to be, because as musicians, we would like to play better for the dancers, but at the same time, we cannot experiment as much as to say, now we are going to do this. You're filming, I'm sorry.
You raise one of the most critical points about musicians live versus musicians, well, I should say musicians playing for people sitting and listening versus musicians playing for dancers. Perhaps you musicians can tell us, what is that magical thing that you do that makes you a dancing orchestra as opposed to a listening orchestra? Same piece of music.
Yeah. So I will let anybody talk, but I can say that the things that we were talking about right now, predictability, in the sense that give direction to the music, so you know where the downbeat is going to fall. We have something in tango that is called the beats 1 and 3 that are the strongest ones, because you are walking on those beats. You're not walking on the 4 beats. You're walking on 1 and 3. So having direction towards the beat 1 and 3 makes it more predictable. If you are playing a melody, how you are going to end that melody, giving direction to the melody, giving the climax at the top, and then how you resolve that melody is very important. But the most important part, I know you told me before. Non-danceable and danceable.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
What's the question?
No, she's saying, why don't you let, I think they are going to have plenty to listen
No,
to.
but they will not hear the bad way. They don't know the
Don't
bad
fight.
way.
They know the bad way, they heard it all their lives.
Actually, that brings up something Jisoo said. Jisoo said about the singers. And I totally agree with what she said. All the singers of the 30s and 40s are danceable, they're wonderful, they're fantastic. You go to a tango workshop to learn to play music, and everyone says, oh, Martin de Leon, you should sing like him. Like, no dancer wants to dance to him, right? But that's what we're taught. We're like, phrase and open up, be completely free. But
You
no
can
one
only
does.
be free and be danceable if the orchestra is danceable. If the
Right.
bass and the piano is playing, how are you going to dance 1 and 3? You don't even know what's 1 or 5 or 7.
There is something that
That's
we,
what it is at the end.
there's something that we, but what you were saying. There's something that we know when we are danceable or we are not danceable. If we are not playing the 4 beats, and sometimes we have bars that are 2 beats instead of 4, 3 beats instead of 4, we are not being danceable. I played once because I was young and wanted to have fun. I played La Comparsita in 7/8, which means